director needs action in the scene, he calls the Hollywood Stuntmakers. Today on Hollywood Stuntmakers, we'll meet some of the top action-adventure stars and learn why some of them do their own stunts. We'll also trace the history of stunt making and find out how the need for the stunt double came about. Hollywood has been producing action films ever since they discovered audiences loved them. Out of these films came adventure stars. Here's one of today's biggest, Bruce Willis, in the high-tech action thriller Die Hard 2.
Bruce Willis wants to do his stunts himself, and sometimes Charlie and I have to calm him down and tell him not to do them because we want to keep him alive and well so that we can shoot also the following day.
We have a scene where we actually fly a real helicopter over the wing of a real 747, and I jump out of it onto the wing, and we proceed to have a huge fight with two different guys on the wing of a moving 747. I don't think that's ever been done. The snow actually turned out to be one of the characters in the film. We had to move 3 or 4 times to actually, we had to kind of chase the snow. That was really, you know, the challenge for us, was to see whether or not we could match or top what we did in this huge action film.
How can the same thing happen to the same guy twice?
I am once again in a place that happens to be taken over by terrorists.
There's only one way to really make it look like you're trying to kill someone, and that is to try and kill them.
In the early days of motion pictures, directors and producers discovered a pretty girl, a dastardly villain, and a fearless hero could sell lots of popcorn. Romantic king of the silent screen, Rudolph Valentino swept women off their feet, yet also appealed to action-adventure film enthusiasts. Movie theater operators were hard-pressed to satisfy the insatiable appetites of an ever-growing audience. Fast-moving action scenes pulled the audience right into the story. D.W. Griffith's 1915 classic, The Birth of a Nation, the single most important film in the evolution of motion pictures, overnight this movie won worldwide respect for the medium and raised it from a mere novelty entertainment to an art form. Movies were short and silent. The story had to be right up there on the screen. Heroes were brave, fearless, and most of all, physical. They jumped onto moving trains, had swashbuckling sword fights, a shootout or two. And that was all before lunch. Stars usually perform their own stunts. Chicago businessman Max Aronson transformed himself into Bronco Billy Anderson. Bronco Billy made hundreds of two-reeler westerns, and his first job as a bit player in Thomas Edison's The Great Train Robbery. Anderson claimed to be an expert horseman. After mounting the horse from the wrong side and later being thrown off, his deception was quite apparent, and he was shifted to on-foot activity for the rest of the two-reel epic. He eventually learned to ride well enough and occasionally even leaped onto a horse. America fell in love with the Western hero. Tom Mix became one of the screen's biggest stars and insisted on doing all of his own stunts. This made the studio heads unhappy and kept studio doctors busy. During his long career, Tom broke both ankles, both hands, each leg 4 times, cracked several ribs, and had to have both of his shoulders wired together. But the cowboys weren't the only stunt actors. When we continue, we'll take a look at a comedian who was determined to make you laugh or die trying, and a star who was determined to be a stuntman.
Monday on The Flying Doctors.
For 5 years.
You didn't tell him, did you?
Of course not.
A sister with a problem.
Is something worrying you about Penny?
A ghost that refuses to go.
Must seem like a different world to you.
Every time I go to sleep, I feel like I'm dying all over again.
Join me Monday.
The Flying Doctors Before the Operation. Monday on 2.
Buy a twin pack of Kanika 35mm film for a low $9.95 and we'll give you an attractive photo frame absolutely free. Only at participating Guild chemists.
The Wear One Pocket Tee. Only $20.
So, how's your new girlfriend?
Oh, you'll see. She'll be here soon.
And you're eating onions?
Yeah, I love them.
She's going to love your onion breath.
Doesn't matter. I've got PK.
After you eat, have some PK. PK has that clean, fresh taste and a freshness burst that refreshes your breath.
PK has a freshness burst that refreshes your breath. PK.
The opera is on stage at the Princess Theatre, Melbourne right now. And where is the best seat in the house? Right here at Dallas Motors in Hamilton. In fact, any of these fine new or used cars and light commercials at Dallas Motors is your ticket for 2 to see Phantom of the Opera and Flying Air New Zealand. So, how does it feel to buy a vehicle from Dallas Motors?
Not all show, that's for sure.
We are Dallas Motors. It's our name and your guarantee.
Collingwood mowers and cycles. You can depend on us.
The all-new Homelight Ride-On Mower is here. Its powerful engine delivers all the muscle you need. Its revolutionary new blades give you the cutting edge. And its turbo vent engineering gives you greater discharge into the big capacity catcher. Homelight offers 5 speeds with fingertip cutting heights adjustments. See this exciting machine now at Collingwood Mowers and Cycles.
Collingwood mowers and cycles. It's a name that you can trust.
Silent screen star Buster Keaton, named Buster by escape artist Harry Houdini, used most of his films to explore his fascination with machines. This scene from The General has to be one of Keaton's most impressive sequences for a number of reasons. Not only because it was meticulously staged and choreographed, but that's really Keaton performing his own stunts. No trick photography here. That's a real train traveling at high speeds involving real explosions. Steamboat Bill Jr. Again, Keaton doing his own complicated gags. As you can tell from this scene, he was an innovator of early visual effects involving flyaway walls and wind machines. Keaton also made great use of his acrobatic skills, which were developed during his early days on the vaudeville stage. In this stunt, Keaton had to practically stand on a dime to ensure his safety. The building falls around him without a hitch, making this dangerous stunt look simple. His gags were not only brilliantly imaginative, but staged and timed perfectly. One of the first superstars to emerge on film was Douglas Fairbanks. Fairbanks was an accomplished athlete and loved doing his own stunts. Sometimes, while shooting the action scenes, things got a little out of hand. In one of Fairbanks' films, he took on 5 extremely tough extras in a fight scene. Apparently, they really got into their roles. After the scene, filming had to be shut down for several days for the swelling on Fairbanks' face to go down. These kind of problems led studios to hire stuntmen. The work was dangerous because few were trained for it. Most stunt people were originally hopeful actors who hung around Gower Gulch looking for work in the movies. This rural-looking setting on the corner of Gower Street and Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood is now the bustling site of a major movie studio and showbiz eatery, where many industry power brokers make their deals. D.W. Griffith's masterpiece, Intolerance. The scope of this movie still hasn't been matched today. It was one of the first films to employ thousands of extras. Between 1925 and 1930, 10,794 people were injured in California film productions. 55 died. In 1929 alone, 16 men were killed. In the 30s and 40s, a whole new breed of action hero burst onto the screen. It became too dangerous for the studios to risk the lives of their major stars. People like Errol Flynn, John Wayne, Gary Cooper, and others were no longer permitted to do all their own stunts. They needed to be protected. Hollywood created a new occupation, the stunt double. Let's talk to stuntman Tom Morga, stunt double.
There's always the situation that an actor thinks he'll do all his own stunts, and there's some that are very handy and can do a lot of things, but there's 2 factors involved. Number one, the actor probably, while he's capable, hasn't made a living at doing action, and it may not be what he thinks it's going to be. And the other side of the coin is the producer and everybody involved in the film. They can't afford to take a chance with an actor. If he were to get hurt, then the whole production is shut down. So for insurance reasons and others, you really need the stuntman to do the action.
I hurt myself pretty badly on the last one, shut down production for about 6 weeks while my back was repaired. That's on Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. But since then, been okay.
If not for the stunt double, perhaps even Ronald Reagan wouldn't have made it to Washington. As the business of stunt doubling flourished, those who performed these stunts began to make a name for themselves. Many stars had the same stunt double for years. Probably the most famous was Yakima Canute, John Wayne's double for most of Duke's long career.
I'll have you out of here in a minute.
The thrills that stunt doubles provide are often very risky. Yet Yakima Canute was always up to the task. When we return, we'll meet some of today's stars who prefer to do their own stunts.
Beware. It's the terror of the beach. John Candy with all the sand he can stand. And all the wave he can crave. Summer Rental.
What are you doing? Your wife's on my whammo.
In association with Sunkissed.
What do you think of these?
Saturday night at the movies. Summer Rental at 8:35 after Full House on Channel 2.
Hi, Mo. I got to pick up the kids from class and I'm late for an appointment. Mo, could you...
Hey, don't worry. You leave it with me.
Thanks, Mo.
Just a quarter cup of Dynamo cleans the whole wash like a gentle giant.
Dynamo cleaned the whole wash. That's great. Thanks, Mo.
No problems. Dynamo, it's just like a gentle giant.
Just like you, Mo.
Oh, get out of it.
Dynamo cleans the whole wash like a gentle giant.
Still making shredded knuckles, collecting doohickeys and thingamajigs? Then Wrap 2's for you. Secure it to your bench top and a little cabbage turns into a carload of coleslaw without raking your knuckles. Change blades and you have 3 of the fastest knives in the world. Look at the carrot slices fly. Wrap 2 slices anything and just rinses clean. The 3rd blade is so tough, even ice can't jam it, and the 4th is for fine grinding. Yes, Wrap 2 shreds, grates, grinds and slices, yet won't cut your fingers. How much, you ask? Well, we're going to give you a second machine. Turn potatoes into French fries, carrot sticks into munchies, or even diced vegetables. Plus, there's a non-slip bowl that means no more uh-oh. But again, you ask, how much? Well, watch this potato. It comes out mashed, but where's the peel? Try it with an egg. One push here, egg salad here, and the shell here.
Yes, you get everything complete. Both machines, the safety bowl, and all the attachments for $49.95 from K-Tel.
Available at selected Arthur Barnett, Decca, Farmers and Kmart stores.
No battery lasts longer than an Energizer. And today, we're going to prove it, ain't we, son? Because over here, we have the ordinary battery. And then, oh! Just look at him. Just like his dad, eh? Ah, now you know who's got the staying power. Cause no battery lasts longer than an Energizer. Oi! Oi!
Tina Turner, simply the best. From River Deep to Private Dancer to Steamy Windows. 16 of Tina's all-time hits. And 3 great new songs. Get Simply the Best from Tina Turner.
We all hate pimples, but with some stuff, you have to wait for the pimples to break out before you can get them. Ugh. But it's cool, because now there's this stuff. New Clearasil medicated foam in a squeeze pack. It gets right in and kills the bacteria that causes pimples before they surface. It can leave your face spotless. New Clearasil medicated foam. Stick it to pimples before they stick it to you.
The reason actors like to do their own stunts is that it ensures the reality of the scene, adds to the integrity of the character. And take it from me, it's always exciting. And sometimes it can be really scary.
It's just a dirty job, you know. I mean, the things are calculated so that there's little risk of real injury, and bumps and bruises go with the territory. But I think we get some very important moments when I do it myself. I think we have great moments of humor and characterization that occur in the midst of physical action that a bit characterizes these films. Often in an action-adventure film, you lose sight of your protagonist. You're on the back of the head of a stunt person. And if I can do it, I'm very happy to do it myself because of those opportunities.
It's like James Brown started off his career doing a split. I started off my career doing a push-up, and it seems like if I don't do it, it's a bad omen. And the films I've done, so many of them have been quite physical, so it's just an extension of my work.
Delta Force 2 was my most physical film, I think, of my career. The skydiving and the mountain climbing. The fight scenes, which I do a lot of in Delta Force 2, I've been doing for 30 years, so that's not hard to do because I'm so adept at that. But when I get involved in things that I'm not adept at, such as skydiving and mountain climbing, then it's a different type of physical exertion. And that's where my training really comes into play there, is when I have to climb a 2,000-foot mountain, then I have to really be in good physical shape. But I'd never climbed mountains before. And even though I had a safety line hooked onto the side, so if I did fall, it would grab me and swing me around the side of the mountain. But the idea of falling even an inch, looking down and seeing nothing below me, and knowing that if I fell, that would swing me around the mountain, wasn't something I wanted to do. So I was hanging on for dear life. There has been stunts that I haven't done because it was way, way too dangerous. And, well, the snatch in this film, you know, grabbing the man, was way too dangerous for me to do. The man who filmed that had done all the James Bond movies and all the stuff here, and he said it's one of the most spectacular skydiving scenes he has ever photographed.
I've gotten such tremendous joy out of working out and going to the gym and working out with the guys and lifting weights and pumping iron and all those things. I love running, I love bicycle riding and all this stuff. And all I have to do is really find out from the director on each particular film that I do, what kind of shape does he see me in this film.
Lena, hold on!
And by the end of the day, where most of the people are tired and have to live on coffee, I am still full of energy, and it's because of the weight training and because of the physical fitness stuff.
I think the audience enjoys seeing their hero actually in the frame doing the stunt. I think physically I'm able, and I trust myself, to do a lot of things that are a little bit dangerous, where you know if something goes wrong, you have to be quick enough to adjust and have enough coordination to get out of it.
Well, that's the moronic side of me. Somehow I find myself, you know, usually the actor says, I don't want to do that. Give me the close-up and give me my money and let me go home. But Carl says, you want me to run through that thing over there? I'll run through it, sure. I'll show you I can do it as good as any stuntman. I say, Carl, wait a minute. Don't do that. Don't do that. You can get hurt. No, I can't. I can't get hurt. It's impossible because I'm a good athlete. I can do it. I can show you I can do it. They're going, Carl, but let me tell you something. This is really dangerous. And I go, no. Just tell me what I have to do. Tell me where I can't be. Tell me where I have to stay on track, and I'll do it. And when I do it, and it's successful, and it looks great, then everybody's happy.
One of Hollywood's biggest stars today, Kevin Costner, almost found tragedy while filming his Academy Award-winning film Dances with Wolves.
Well, there was 20 of us riding in the middle of this herd at full speed. And a horse got out of control and slammed into my horse and knocked me down. I just got up, and Norman came over, and he had my double horse there, and I said, get off. And he did, you know, and I said, bridle that sucker up, and he did. He's a good hand, and got back into it. And I just kept riding. About 2 minutes later, we got a great shot out of it.
We hope you've enjoyed your peek behind the scenes at the superstars of action. See you again on Hollywood Stuntmakers. Keep safe now. You can't always believe what you see.